Hello, everyone, and welcome once again. I know, a little late, but I apologize. I'm going to give you what you need, hopefully. I am JT, aka the Master, and this is the Master Plan. We got week 8, Los Angeles Chargers, the Kansas City Chiefs are on a bye. Everybody else is alive and in color, ready to roll. We got a game going on right now, and it's the Jaguars against the Denver Broncos. Russell Wilson is playing. The score right now is 7-0. And let me tell you something, people. This is going to be an exciting week. You got Travis Etienne sitting out there all by himself. Doing his thing. And you got relevant players on both sides playing in the game. And I'm going to go through all the matchups right now. And hopefully I can get you a win for this week's matchup. Whether you're what is it? This is week 8. So whether you're 0-7, 1-6, 2-5, 3, 4-3, 5-2, 6-1, or you're undefeated, you're a lucky one. I was at one point last week undefeated in one of my matchups. In one of my leagues, went down. It happens. Wasn't expecting to go undefeated. Would have liked it, but wasn't expecting to go undefeated. But it is what it is, and we'll move on from there. Got another matchup with my son. He's already talking smack, chip off the old block. It is what it is. So let's jump in here and talk about these games. No need to talk about the Buccaneers and the Buccaneers and Ravens. No need to talk about the Broncos and Jacksonville because that's going on right now. So let me bring in my esteemed co-host. He's sitting in the wings, with a Goodfellas shirt. Don't know what that's about. But I'll bring him in and see what happens. What's up, my man?
I didn't want you to mention the shirt because the Goodfellas is a group of sports memorabilia breakers. I'm at odds with them.
Oh,
but
why you have this shirt?
Well, I use it as a T-shirt.
Okay.
And the reason why I got it on is because they sent it. This was when I was first breaking. Backstory, since you brought it up.
Okay.
When we were doing Eternal Autographs and Memorabilia,
right,
which I can still do, but just gotta get a following. They were a big part of the group.
Okay.
But it was a conglomerate because they've expanded out. Anyway, they all decided to leave my room at the exact same time and would not participate. So I lost maybe 10 or 15 participants in my room. So that's why it became really hard for me to push products because they like to all right, let's go in here, let's try to get their helmets, whatever the case may be, and then all of a sudden drop you. But I like the shirt, so I wear it.
So
I was trying to cover up everything except the GF because nobody knew what the GF was, but you done said what it was.
Oh, okay.
Plus, I look good in orange and black.
I thought you were promoting somebody. I apologize. I didn't know.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't trying to, but we just did.
Yeah.
But do not go support them. Do not. Even
Well,
though
let me ask you something. Is this a cash and grab or whatever? Or something quick? So they take money from people in this.
no. So what happens is you become buddy with them. You go in their break room, you try to win stuff in their break room. They
Right.
go in your break room, try to win stuff out of your break room.
Right.
But then when they feel as though they've got enough or whatever, gone.
Oh wow. Wow. That's bad business, man.
It is, but they have accumulated enough materials, mainly helmets, because they don't do anything else but helmets, to have uh, break rooms like on the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest. So now they're spread out and they go to signings now and they get helmets signed and stuff like that and then push it out on their platforms, which is a good thing. But I just didn't like the way that they were doing business. That's the bottom line. I did not like the way they were doing business.
Yeah.
It hurt me because now I have so many items that I'm looking to just part ways with them. Like I just sold a Patrick Mahomes autographed helmet that had a sweet wrap on it. The helmet is a value alone was like $500. You put Pat Mahomes' signature on it, takes it up to $1,000. Then you put the wrap on it that I had on it, takes it up to maybe $1,800. Well, sold it on eBay for $1,100, but after eBay took all their taxes and money, only got $850 for it.
Get out of here.
So yeah, but I still have material that if you get enough of a crowd and I get enough crowd, we'll push it out on our platforms. But I'm just making sure because right now I have a buttload of comics, cards, and I got a few helmets left. Like I got a Joey Bosa, not Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, 49ers helmet coming. I got an Earl Thomas Seahawks helmet here. I'm about to get this Salute to Service Washington Commanders helmet signed by Jahad Dotson, hopefully Terry McLaurin, and some other commanders. I've also got a beautiful Terry Bradshaw Hydroflex coming and a F7 Brian Urlacher with snow. So it's ice. It's called ice. Iced helmet coming. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, well, so you say yeah, comics and cards?
Yeah, comic books. Like I've got the first edition of Black Adam signed by the writer of the comic. I've got like this very sought after Power Rangers comic book where Tommy becomes the White Ranger and starts killing off all the Power Rangers over time. I've got a buttload. I've got like the X-Men #3 reprint, which is sought after, signed by the by the designer and the artist. So I've got different things.
I mean, is your son into comics and cards?
Yeah, both of them are. We're all into superhero stuff.
Well, let me ask you this question then, not to interrupt you.
It's all right.
Do you ever think about going on their platforms and advertising this stuff?
Yes. The only problem is they want money, and the one that's heavy on social media. I know. But I man, I've been giving them money for all their damn life. But like Jeremiah, Jerry, your namesake, acts like you too. Arrogant sometimes, hard-headed all the time. But anyway, he has a big platform along with my wife, who's Southern Vegan Eats. Mm-hmm. She does, of course, vegan food and she cooks it Southern style.
Right.
But like I've been begging my wife for the past 2 months to help me set up an eBay store. But of course, it's always something like you didn't say this, you didn't say that. Anyway,
come on. You gotta get her by the arm and say, look, we
no,
need this.
I will not.
We need this.
No. I will not perform physical violence.
No, I'm just saying.
Grab me by the arms.
When I say this, no, I just said, just sit it down and say, look, we need this.
My God. Hey, JT.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm very glad that I kept Travis Etienne as a keeper last year because it's starting to pay off.
Okay.
It's starting to pay off. But we're gonna. I'm definitely gonna give my son an opportunity to sell my comics as well as my wife because she has a store already.
Okay.
eBay. But I just don't like the fact that eBay takes so much money, man. It takes so much damn money. And then I gotta pay taxes on it at the end of the year. Like the Drew Brees helmet I sold, and I sold a Mickey Mantle. I told you I had the Mickey Mantle baseball.
All right.
That was a $2,000 baseball, only sold for $1,000.
Oh.
I was like, whatever.
What are you, a discount store?
No, but on eBay, you got to give them an opportunity to bid or best offer.
Right.
And, I started.
How much of a percentage does eBay take?
Oh, a hell of a percentage. It's based upon what you sell your item for. So I'll give you an example. The Mickey Mantle baseball went for, I'm gonna say $1,300, right? No,
okay.
$1,200. But I only collected 9 and some change. So it was,
what's that, 20-30%?
Dude, it's a lot because I paid like $20
right,
to get the shipping and all that, and the rest went to eBay.
Oh.
So it is what it is. I don't want to bore your.
You're not, because the fact is, this is a football show, and this is a different phase of football. It's not fantasy football, but
since we're on it, I've still got the Ron Jaworski throwback autographed jersey. Yesterday, I was wearing the Kenyon Drake Arizona Cardinals jersey. I still got the Tyreek Hill signed Miami Dolphins jersey. I got the Sony Michel New England Patriots signed jersey. I've got Frank Thomas, authentic, all black, White Sox. I've got John Smoltz. I've got Andrew Jones autograph. I've got your hockey jersey that you balked on. And that one was taken care of. Don't let me talk about it, but that one was taken care of.
Okay. All right.
It was the other jersey that my dogs had fun with.
I thought you told me was the jersey that I was gonna get.
No, it was the one your sister was gonna get.
Oh, okay.
And I told you yours was good, but you're like, nah, I don't want it. But I still got the unautographed jersey that your sister might want, but she's going to.
No. All right, let's talk about some fantasy football, man. This is a fantasy football show. I appreciate you telling me about what your enterprise is all about and what items that you have. I got no issue with that. Anyway, let's talk about.
Can I say one thing? One thing.
Go ahead.
I want to thank you for being so hospitable today. It's a total 180 from the past couple of weeks. I appreciate it because I'm gonna tell you what my wife said.
What?
I'm gonna tell you. She said, "I don't understand y'all's relationship. How can you like that?"
It's a love hate. It's a love hate.
No, I explained to her, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's a love hate. Jerry, and he's not gonna admit this, but Jerry he's like a control freak, and he likes to talk a certain way, even though he ain't right. I do it sometimes too, but Jerry likes to do it all the time.
Oh.
But today he seems like he's in a good mood.
I'm in a good mood. Yes, I am. You know why? One of the things I'm in a good mood, man.
Because your wife was ass last night?
At 1 o'clock, approximately 1 o'clock, could be a little later, could be a little earlier. My grandson is going to come over. He's an Eagle fan. Going to come over and watch the games with me. But along with my grandson, he's going to bring his girlfriend and my great grandson. So I'm in a good mood.
Oh, so you're gonna corrupt some kids?
I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try to. And the fact is, he's old enough that he's walking now. So I mean, I ain't really anxious to see him right
Oh,
now.
you don't have somebody your height. That's why.
Okay. Okay. That's okay.
Hey, I hit 3 Powerball numbers, so I'm gonna go collect my little bit of money.
Okay.
So hopefully I can hit some more Powerball. If you're trying to
Well,
get,
you know, I completely forgot about it yesterday.
it's
And
at
now,
$1 billion, dude.
now it's a $1 billion. I told my wife this morning when I found that out. I said, "We playing.
Yeah,
We
hey,
playing."
dude, I'm gonna send you some money. We gonna create a pool. We go those that want to get in on our pool, send some money to us. We will collect the tickets and we'll post them because the next drawing is what, Wednesday?
No, next drawing is Monday. Isn't it Monday? I thought it was Monday. I think.
Nah, is
I
it?
think.
They just did it yesterday.
Yeah, I know that. It's the only day they don't have a lottery drawing is hold on, I'm checking it
Well,
now.
Mega Millions does it when Powerball isn't. So,
Let me see, Powerball.
because right now, Russ, I'm not gonna have Russ too long on my team, and I need some money. So
Powerball. Yeah, it's
Wednesday, right? Tuesday or Wednesday.
next Powerball would be
And I do look good in orange and black. I think I'm gonna start
God.
getting me some orange and black.
You should start wearing some orange and brown.
No. I don't need no massage.
Let me see. The 19th was, hold on, the 22nd was uh, a week. That's Saturday. 24th was, hold on, 29th was Saturday. The 26th was Wednesday, right?
Yes,
And the 24th was
Monday.
Monday, Wednesday, Saturday is the Powerball.
Oh, okay. So it is gonna be Monday.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
Monday,
I'm getting my
yeah,
tickets.
Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. All right,
I'm
so
about to get a group together.
anyway, let's move on to I wouldn't say more important things because Powerball is important, but this is fantasy football. So this week 8, and like I said, the teams that are on buys are Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, Justin Herbert, and the Los Angeles Chargers, Austin Eckler and company. You don't have them available, so adjust your lineups accordingly. Let's go to Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons. I'll take the Atlanta Falcons. You take the Carolina Panthers. Ooh, ooh. Do I want to play Tyler Algier against this Carolina defense? Carolina is pretty good against the pass. They're not that good against the run. I think the only player that I honestly want to play and I feel comfortable about playing, even though I don't have him on any of my lineups, is Tyler Algier. Marcus Mariota, I mean, he does a lot of running, so I mean that's the only reason why I'm taking Tyler Algier. I know that doesn't make much sense, but most times the mobile quarterback in a lineup it's beneficial to the running back because it's more of a headache to the defense to have to deal with a running quarterback and then also a running back because of the RPOs, run pass options. Anyway, Mr. FSP, I give you the honor of taking the Carolina Panthers since they're the home team.
Okay, all right. You switch it up. I get the home teams.
No, I mean the away team. I'm sorry, I got the home team. You got the away team.
Okay, so basically, I'm going to say this. Last week was a fluke for Carolina. Tom Brady and company just look bad. I don't expect PJ Walker to do a repeat performance and throw a touchdown. He might rush for one, but Dante Foreman is the running back along with a fourth string running back as the backup. DJ Moore had a touchdown, but outside of that, he didn't do much. I can't give you much here, other than the fact that it's a 4.5 point spread for Atlanta. I think Atlanta's going to cover that 4.5 point spread because I just don't see much offense coming out of Carolina. And believe it or not, Atlanta's defense isn't that bad. It isn't. And if they win this game, they'll be sitting on top of the NFC South by themselves, which is wild.
We never thought that one.
No, not at all. Not at all. So I'll tell you right now, get them. Get any player you can on Atlanta because we talked about Carolina having a good defense. I just don't think they're going to have a good enough defense because they'll be on the field most of this game.
He didn't have to mention these.
I didn't mention them because I saw them yesterday and I realized you understood big ones just don't work. What you need to do is get some that sit inside your ear and you don't have any strings and make them wireless or Bluetooth. That way you're a part of the current generation. Because right now, you just moved to the 80s.
Okay. I like the 80s. 80s were very good to me. I like the 80s.
Cocaine was a hell of a drug too, wasn't it?
I don't know about that. I have no clue about that. Anyway, let's move on to the Chicago Bears at the Dallas Cowboys. I'll take the Dallas Cowboys. Mr. FSP will take the away team, which is the Chicago Bears. That's going to be short. Anyway, let's go talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott. You know, I know Chicago doesn't score that many points, but they have a pass defense that's pretty good. Their run defense is not. Their pass defense is pretty good. But I'm saying play Dak Prescott. Second game back off of an injury. I'm thinking he's feeling himself now. He's ready to roll. He's got a little bit more confidence. You play Dak Prescott. Not going to have a breakout game, so to speak, but I think he's going to have a solid game playing at home. Play Tony Pollard. Chicago can be run on. Zeke is dealing with a sprain in his knee. I don't even know if he's playing. Not sure if he's playing. This is what he said. You call it, I'll haul it. Meaning, you give me the ball, I'm running with it. So he dealt with a knee issue last year, for the most part of all last year, and he wasn't himself, but he at times he was effective. CeeDee Lamb. Oh, I love CeeDee Lamb in this game. Like I said, their pass defense is good, but I still like CeeDee Lamb in this game. Dak Prescott back for the second time. I think he's going to feed the beast in CeeDee Lamb. Not so much Michael Gallup, not so much Noah Brown. I think Noah Brown may be out. And maybe you'll see a Dalton Schultz sighting in this game. And I do like the kicker. I've been on a kicker kick for the last few weeks. I don't know if Mr. FSP rubbed off on me, but I've been able to pick out kickers that score some decent points. That score some decent points. And I'm thinking the Dallas Cowboys are going to get into a lot of field goals. To have field goals. So I'm liking Brett Meyer, the field goal kicker. Mr. FSP, you got Chicago.
Of course, look, the past couple weeks, you've seen Justin Fields throw the ball more, right? Move the pocket, stuff like that. I think he's actually a good fit here, especially if Michael Parsons has to spy him. The Cowboys defense isn't as effective when Parsons has to rush. But when Parsons has to play linebacker and spy, that defensive line slows down a bit. Coupled with the fact that they're going to run the rock. I think this is a prime run the rock opportunity where you have Khalil Herbert and David Montgomery go off. I'm not expecting much from Darnell Mooney. I'm not expecting much from the passing game. but it's not that much in Chicago to be happy about. I thought they should be in the running for a receiver. I really, during this trade deadline, especially when talking about Jerry Jeudy might be traded or some other receiver that's coming up, right? They're not, or that we know of. So I can't tell you to play anything. Cole Kmet has received some stuff lately, but too much of a risk. Too much of a risk, especially in the middle of the season as you're trying to make a push for the playoffs. Like Jerry mentioned, your records. You could be 7-0 or 1-6 or 0-7. You need to make a change somehow, some way. This is your opportunity. Not with Chicago.
All right. The next matchup would be this should be a high scoring game. This over under is 50.5. You know what? I'm not a betting person, but I'm not much of a betting person.
Okay. All right. That's
that's more accurate. Okay.
Yeah, that's more accurate.
I'm not much of a betting person, but this is I think a prime opportunity. You got two teams, the Miami Dolphins, Detroit Lions, that their pass defense ain't all that, especially the Detroit Lions. And you got two offenses. Earlier in the season, Detroit was one of the highest scoring offenses in the league. And Miami's got Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill that I think they each average about 200 yards. Am I right about that? 200 yards a game combined?
Yeah, yes.
So this is a prime example of a betting opportunity. I don't talk much about betting opportunities. To use this in one of your betting opportunities. 49.5, 50.5 is what the over-under is. I think it's going to go over that. I'll talk about the Detroit Lions. I like Jared Goff in this. Like I said, they're playing at home, which is an advantage for the Detroit Lions. Even though Detroit hasn't been playing that well, I look for Jared Goff to bounce back here and make Amon-Ra St. Brown more relevant. TJ Hawkinson more relevant. And I'll throw in there DeAndre Swift, who's back from injury, along with the Jamal Williams. Now, how much Jamal Williams is involved because DeAndre is back, that's yet to be determined. I think they were DeAndre was between the 20s. In the red zone is the hammer, which is Jamal Williams. So what I have here is Jared Goff is a play, in my opinion, is a bye-week play. Jamal Williams, flex. DeAndre Swift, flex, RB2 / flex. Amon St. Brown, and TJ Hawkinson in the tight end position. Mr. FSP, you got the Miami Dolphins.
Well, you stole my stat early on when I was talking about, I was going to talk about the 200 yards average between the two receivers. Now, listen, Aaron Glenn is a good defensive coordinator. He is. But that defense gives up about 25 to 30 points a game. That's what you're looking at. And it's the secondary that's doing it. So I look for the big three, Hill, Waddle, and Gesicki, to be touching the ball a lot. Not so much Morris and Edmonds and all those guys. They're going to run the rock. But I think the linebackers of Detroit are way better than the rest of that defense. The defensive front is good for pass rush, but not run stopping. The linebackers are good at run stopping. But that secondary needs some help. It needs some help. And I think this is a game where you're going to see Tua go over 300 yards. I know Tua has rarely done that, But I think that's going to happen in this game. So I'm looking at the passing game, and I think you said something about the over under being 51, and I'm taking the over.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Detroit gives up points.
Oh yeah.
It can also score points.
Yes.
So that's my thought process on that. Whereas I'm playing Tua, believe it or not, along with those two wide receivers and the tight end to decimate that secondary of Detroit and play the over. I think it's going to be a low-key shootout game.
Well, this next game, I can't believe it's the over-under. It's under the last game we talked about. I'm talking about the Arizona Cardinals visiting the Minnesota Vikings. And the over-under is 48.5. I can't believe that. I find that hard to believe with the offenses. And both defenses are not that good.
Yeah.
Both defenses are not that good, but they do have playmakers on both sides of in Arizona and Minnesota. And I'm taking Minnesota. I'm telling you, I love me some Kirk Cousins. I love me some Kirk Cousins.
You go right.
And yes, I love me. I know you don't like it.
Since you love him so much, let's make a trade right now before the deadline.
We can do that. We can do that.
You send me that dude that you wanted to send me before with AJ. You get.
Oh no, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. That's not happening. Come on, man. Come on. You think Kurt's worth that much? You think Kurt's better?
You said you love him.
Wait a minute. Yeah, but I don't love him. I'm not going to give him away. That's just giveaway. Come on, stop. See, that's what I'm talking about. You're a snake. Come on, man.
You are a reptile. But here's the difference. While we're talking about this game, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is why I think Jerry's missing the point. Dak still has a bye he has to go to. Kirk does not. Kirk is free to play every week from here on out. Whereas I would have to sit Dak at least 1 week and find a replacement. Whereas you would have Kirk free and clear for the rest of the season.
Okay.
That's a major upside to a quarterback that has the weapon of Justin Jefferson and Cook.
So let me ask you this question. I
put more value on not having to waste a bye week on a player.
I put more value on my wide receiver, not as just a throw-in. Come on.
No, he's not. I mean, I would give you. It wouldn't be Kirk and Dak for. It wouldn't be Dak and AJ for just Kirk. I would give you Sutton.
What is Sutton doing now?
He has 20 yards, 2 receptions. But you might want AJ Dillon back, or you might want Jamal Williams back. But we could talk.
Oh no! If I'm giving up a top 8 wide receiver, and it's a top 8 wide receiver, and a top 5 quarterback, I expect that.
He's not top 5 quarterback right now. Don't even go there. He was, but he's no longer.
Oh, stop! I mean, he was. You know why? You know why he's not now?
Because he got injured.
Yes, he got injured, and so his stats are down. That's why. But before that, he was the top 5 quarterback. So don't tell me he's not a top 5. Come on, man. Stop.
Okay, before we go further, this is the last thing I'm gonna say about it, so we can go to these games. The philosophy in Dallas changed while he was out. That philosophy is now what they're doing.
You know why?
Did Dak throw over 250 last week? No, he did not. Was Dak throwing over 250 prior to his injury for the past 2 seasons? Yes, he was. That's what made him a top 5. He's not going to be throwing for 300 plus yards.
Well, let me interject this. It was his first time back from injury, so you can throw that out because now this is his second. Wait a minute. I didn't interrupt you. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
It was his first game back from injury, and they were still in the Cooper Rush mode in running the football. Okay, because they didn't want to put too much on Cooper, so they ran the football. Well, let me enlighten you. Mr. Dak Prescott is back, second game back, and I can guarantee he's going to throw more, and be more of a passing threat. The offense is going to be more of a passing threat than when they had Cooper Rush. They only ran the football more because they had Cooper Rush to keep him out of harm's way. Now they have Dak back, and you know that they have Dak back. They're going to be passing the football more often. So because of his numbers, he's statistically not a top 5 quarterback, but he's a top 5 quarterback. So come on, stop.
Okay,
Stop.
Listen.
And you know that. You can talk to somebody else about that, but not me, because I know better.
Okay, we'll see. But let's continue with the game.
Anyway, I'm saying Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, and yes, people, because the fact is it's going to be a scoring game, and Miami is one of the worst teams defending against the
It's not Miami. They're not playing Miami.
I'm sorry. The Arizona Cardinals are one of the worst teams defending against the tight end position. I like Irv Smith Jr.
Here we go.
I like Irv Smith Jr. Yes, I do. Irv Smith Jr. Yep, I like Irv Smith Jr. Let me put it this way. Let me enlighten you and not enlighten you, but just let me say this. Was it last week or the week before? When we talked about both tight ends that we didn't like, you didn't like Irv Smith Jr. I didn't like Mike Gesicki. It's ironic that they both had good games that weekend. It was ironic. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but it's ironic. Both of them had good games that weekend. I'm just saying. So I like Irv Smith Jr. this week. Mr. FSP, you have your beloved Arizona Cardinals.
I'm going to take that because I do like the Cardinals, but I know what you did that for. Anyway, here's what I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Kyler Murray, he has his favorite toy back. The guy that made Deshaun Watson a $235 million guaranteed contract quarterback. Hopkins. With him in the game, coverage is rolled to him. That means Rondale Moore, who is currently the number 2, should have more opportunities. It also means when Hopkins is doubled, Zach Ertz should get more looks. Further, I believe Eno Benjamin, who's going to start, and his backup Ingram should have more lanes to run through. Now, I'm going to tell you, because it's a bye week, if you don't have the right player or you need a player, Rondale Moore is that guy because he can be a PPR, especially they fed Hopkins 13 passes first game back. He caught like 9 or 10 of them. Big number. I don't know if he's going to get that many this week, but he's going to get his at least 7 to 8 targets. Rondale Moore and Ertz should get the rest. I'm telling you, if you need a fix for the week, that's my surprise guy. Eno Benjamin had a very good game against a very porous Saints defense last week. This week, I don't think he's going to shine that much. I think the young kid Ingram is probably going to get most shine.
We picked them up.
Okay.
All right. I just checked.
So they just processed them because they weren't processed.
Well, no. I looked on our roster to see if it was there.
I know. What I'm saying is before the show began, before 7 o'clock hit, they hadn't processed. Well, 10 o'clock hit.
They're still in the process of processing because I looked at the Fab report first, and it's still processing. So and I went to our roster, and I see him on a roster. So it is what it is. Anyway, let's move on to the next matchup, which is, and this should be as we're going down, the over-under is going down. And I think this should be in the range of what it is for the Miami Dolphins, Detroit Lions. They're 50.5. And the next matchup I'm going to be talking about would be the Las Vegas Raiders at the New Orleans Saints, where Vegas stinks in the passing game. Their defense ain't all that. And the over-under is 47.5. Really? The New Orleans Saints, as you pointed out yesterday, defense ain't all that. So you got a wide receiver in both sides of the ball. And I'm going to talk about the Saints. Mr. FSP going to talk about the Raiders.
Las Vegas Raiders.
That I think can put up points. This team can put up points. So I'm talking about the Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton, believe it or not, has been thrown for, I think, the last 2 or 3 games, over 300 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Do I say play Andy Dalton? I can't take. I honestly, I am not an Andy Dalton fan. Never have been and never will be. I can't tell you to play him. Maybe in a 2-quarterback league. Maybe. But in a 1-quarterback league, as a bye week fill-in, no. So let's go to Alvin Kamara, who's supposedly on a trading block. Supposedly. No guarantee that's going to happen. You play Alvin Kamara. If he's playing, you put him in your lineup. Chris Olave. Last man standing. You don't have Jarvis Landry. Michael Thomas is dealing with ankle issue. You don't know when that's going to come. He's going to come back. And then you got a list of no names: Traquan Smith, a guy named Shaheed,
Caldwell, or not Caldwell.
Caldwell, Callaway, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Callaway.
And then you got the Swiss Army knife. You never know what he's going to do, and that's the problem. That's the problem. You put him in a lineup, and he could be a non-factor. You don't put him in a lineup, and then he could go off. You don't know what Taysom Hill is going to be doing. I mean, you know that Andy Dalton's in the lineup, he's going to get touches. Are they going to be quality touches? Quality touches in the end, near the end zone, in the red zone, or are they going to just be BS touches just to move the 6? You don't know that, and that's the problem with Taysom Hill. He's not good. He's a good player, and they got him in all over. And you know he's going to get touches, but what type of touches is he going to get? And go ahead.
I think he has become their red zone running back. Their goal line back. I think so, especially with the Wildcat, because Ingram has not been in on short yardage. Neither has Kamara. So you're right. Like last week, he got 1 reception for a touchdown, right? But I think they decided, since they have no real power back, and he seems to be the strongest out of all 3, that's what they're going to do with him. But like you said, you never know. They got to get in those positions, and if they don't get in those positions,
right,
he's kind of useless.
That's the dilemma of Taysom Hill. You don't know how he's going to be used and when he's going to get used. He's an effective weapon within the red zone, but how often are you going to get in the red zone with Andy Dalton as your quarterback?
Yep.
So, Mr. FSP, you have the Las Vegas Raiders.
Here's the deal, and I was just thinking about it. You're right. The over-under is very low. I don't know why that is, why Vegas did that. They know something. Vegas always knows something, right? But Adams, questionable. I think that has something to do with it. Waller, questionable. He literally may or may not play. Hunter Renfro's there. Hollins has become a very good option at the number 3 receiver. But Josh Jacobs has been the mainstay in the offensive line, running the rock, setting up play action. Will Derek Carr have a huge game? I can't say he will. I think he'll have a good game, especially going against this defense of New Orleans. But Vegas is on the road. They're better on the road than they're at home. I don't know why, but they are. But I can tell you to play them. Also, that kicker, Daniel, play him. The kid is money.
Daniel Carlson,
thank you. He is money. Play him. He shouldn't be on anybody's waiver. Shouldn't be. He's the number one kicker in fantasy right now. But you never know. You never know. The defense is key here. Andy Dalton is not a scrambler. He is not a scrambler. So guess what? Mason Crosby should get in there and find his ass. Or Chandler should find him.
Max Crosby, talking about.
Max. Yeah, why did I say Mason?
I don't know.
Max Crosby.
You butcher names, but that's okay. You do. Well, it's the truth.
I know. You ain't got to remind me of that, though. Anyway, Max Crosby and Chandler Jones should get in there and get this guy. I don't know. But that's what I'm going to say about that. The Raiders should win this game, and I do believe the over should hit. Unless Andy Dalton has just like a terrible day with the no names. And that's probably why the point spread is what it is. But they had the same players last week. I guess they're saying the Raiders' defense is better than Arizona's defense.
Anyway, let's move on to the AFC East Division matchup. The New England Patriots at the New York Jets. I'll take the Jets, and Mr. FSP will take the Patriots. This is difficult. This is really difficult. Well, no, it is, and it's not. Because I'm telling people right now, do not play James Robinson. He was an afterthought in over the last few games, and that's why he got traded from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Plus, and that's why ETN is such a big part of the Jacksonville Jaguars offense. James Robinson is supposedly supposed to get a handful of plays. Okay, maybe, and I look at it next week, he may be fantasy relevant, but I kind of doubt it because I think the Jets got ripped off here with this running back. Paying attention to the names and not the numbers, I don't know. Because he's coming from Achilles, and I had warned people, even though he was balling out early in the year, that I still didn't have faith in him. And now he's got traded to another team. And that team's looking for a Breece Hall, maybe not to that level, but they're looking for some running back help. I think the better play here is Michael Carter because he knows the system and has been on the team since he got drafted. Do I play the wide receivers? Look, Corey Davis was Zach Wilson's favorite target, BFF. And he ain't there. He's hurt. Is Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, who's was a disgruntled player before Davis got hurt. Now he's needed. Is that he going to be a passing option for Zach Wilson? We don't know. You don't know. You got to wait. You got to wait and see, and cross your fingers and hope for the best. Now, do I think Garrett Wilson is better than Elijah Moore? We don't know in this offense. Now, he was a very good player for the Jets last year, but until Garrett Wilson came on the scene. Are they going to feed the rookie? Is the second-year quarterback Wilson going to feed the first-year wide receiver Wilson? We don't know. But he's got to throw it to somebody. And in my opinion, the more talented wide receiver is Garrett Wilson. Even though, in my humble opinion, Elijah Moore is more of a, and I'm not comparing him to him, but he's more of a Anquan Bolden type of guy. He's a bigger wide receiver. Maybe not big in stature, but he's put together more than Garrett Wilson, who's a nimbly type of wide receiver. So hopefully, Zach Wilson throws to Garrett Wilson, and Jets can do some things. That's how I see that. Mr. FSP, you have the
Patriots.
Patriots.
So, ironically enough, the Patriots are favored by 3.5. I don't think that's a good number. I think the Jets are going to cover it because I think the Jets are going to win. Now, Mac Jones came out of that draft heralded as the most cerebral quarterback coming out and most ready quarterback to come out. Unfortunately for him, the type of quarterback the NFL needs today is not him. Russ is struggling, and Russ was a cerebral / runner. Aaron's struggling. Brady's struggling. Mac is a totally different game plan when he's in there, and Zappy isn't. They've already made it known that Mac Jones is the quarterback in this game. So who struggles in that? Or who suffers in that? Jacoby Myers, who is their PPR guy, who's their number one receiver for all intents and purposes. But who also benefits? Ramondre Stevenson and the running game, because that's what they do. Now, the Jets have low-key a very, very good defense. So I think it's going to be hard for the Patriots to move the ball on the Jets. I really think so. But at the same time, I got to say this. If you're in a pinch, well, I'm not saying a pinch, play Jacoby Myers because you know he's going to get maybe 5 or 6 touches, but you're not getting much out of those touches. You might get 40, 50 yards. Definitely no touchdown. Look at the numbers. I'm not lying. Just look at the numbers. How many times he scored when Mac Jones was the quarterback? Not often. But again, he and Ramondre Stevenson and the running game are the only value you have, in my opinion, for the New England Patriots. That's it.
All right, let's move on to the Battle of Pennsylvania with the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Philadelphia Eagles, who are coming off a bye. 7-0 Philadelphia Eagles playing at home, coming off a bye against the Pittsburgh Steelers and a rookie quarterback playing a 7-0 team who's very strong on the offense, and they just got a valuable weapon in Robert Quinn on the defense. The rich get richer. I got Philadelphia. Mr. FSP has the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jalen Hurts, ain't no doubt about it. Jalen Hurts has come around. There was 2 mobile quarterbacks that I didn't like, that the following year they've turned their seasons around. The first one was Josh Allen. Second one was Jalen Hurts. 2 mobile quarterbacks that had accuracy issues and decision-making issues that the following season that I didn't like them turned it around. I was surprised at Josh Allen, how much he turned around, and I'm surprised at Jalen Hurts, how much he's turned around. I don't know if they had the same people working with them as quarterback gurus or whatever, but these 2 quarterbacks are like night and day from when they first came into the league. You got to play Jalen Hurts. You got to play Miles Sanders, who's their number 1 back right now, unless they trade for a name back, which I kind of highly doubt. I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, this is working for them, and they should stay with it for now. And A.J. Brown, and some people think of him as an afterthought. I think of him as probably the better, and believe it or not, better of the 2, in Devontae Smith. He's more of A.J. Brown is more of a possession type of wide receiver with big play potential. Devontae Smith is the big play waiting to happen. Plain and simple, waiting to happen. And the go-to, like I always say, and you've heard me say it many times, the best friend of a young quarterback is their tight end. Dallas Goddard. I like Dallas Goddard in this also. Mr. FSP, you have the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, TJ Watt is supposed to come back, y'all. Supposed to. That's what I.
Nope.
Well, I guess he's not, according to JT.
Nope.
He's not coming back.
Nope.
So lay the wood, the money that is on Philly to cover. But Watts, he's gonna come back sometime soon anyway. But problem is this: Pickens got knocked out of the game last week. I think he's starting this week. Not Pickens, but Pickett got knocked out of the game, and he's starting this week. But he loves throwing the ball to Pickens and Freiermuth. Here's the deal, and I said it yesterday. Washington and other teams found success running to their left, where the right defensive end is, against Chicago. That was Robert Quinn's spot. Robert Quinn is taking on that spot now. If they run the rock, even though Pittsburgh has a porous offensive line, if they run the rock to the left at Robert Quinn, I think you get a lot of play. And as of late, Chase Claypool. Oh, well, DK Metcalf plans to play. Zeke's out. Malik Willis is going to start. All right, anyway.
DK is starting or no?
He plans to play.
Okay.
So anyway, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they need to do something because Najee Harris is not doing well this year, and it's really not his fault. They need an offensive line. Kenny Pickett's doing what he can as a rookie with a banged up line. Hopefully he finds a way to make things happen this week, but I doubt it. Mr. Washington, or Mr. Johnson, I should say, who was supposed to be a top 10 receiver, ain't getting it done. Ain't getting it done. So I can't tell you the player. The rookie and the tight end.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to tell you. The rookie and the tight end. Pickens, Freiermuth. And, you know, Najee Harris was your number one running back pick, so you got to play him unless you found a couple other better players. And Claypool is a sneaky play because apparently Pickens or Pickett loves to throw it to him, and they love to get him on the jet sweep.
And Najee Harris is averaging less than 3 yards or about 3 yards per carry. He's not. That line is killing him. That line, the offensive line is killing him. And going to waste a very good back going to waste.
I agree.
Without an offensive line, you need an offensive line. It's so obvious. Anyway, and just like we talked about this in the preseason, Mike Tomlin is going to have his first
losing season,
sub 500. Oh, I should say first losing season. I mean, the writing is on the wall.
Yep.
Anyway, let's talk about the Tennessee Titans at my former team. I'll say that my former team.
No, the Jets was your former team. So this is your former team. Let's make sure we get.
No.
Like,
no. You got to go this way.
Moved.
You got to go this way. You got to go this way. The Houston Texans are my former team. The Jets are my former team. Okay, so the former team. Okay.
Okay.
So the Houston Texans, I'll take the Houston Texans, and you can have the Tennessee Titans. And it's ironic because of this matchup. You're taking the away team, and I'm taking the home team, and it's very ironic. For the simple fact is who you like on the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
But all right, so do I play Davis Mills? No. Two quarterback league, yes, I would play Davis Mills. One quarterback league is a bye week fill-in, not. Damian Pierce and Brandon Cooks are the only viable options on this team. Damian Pierce being a running back and Brandon Cooks being the main wide receiver that Davis Mills throws to. even though Brandon Cooks is in rumors of trade being traded. Okay, but
Waller,
I'm
real quick, Darren Waller is inactive.
okay.
So that means Brandon Moreau or Fabian Moreau, the tight end, is going to get that run.
Okay. All right. And so the only two viable players I can say, and Damian Pierce and Brandon Cooks are both flexes, in my opinion. Is those two players, and they're both flexes. They're not one or two wide receivers. Mr. FSP, you have the Tennessee Titans, and you can
I'm
talk.
going to surprise you, Jerry.
What's that?
I'm going to surprise you.
Uh-oh.
I love Malik Willis in this game for his running aspect. I also love Derrick Henry in this game. But the surprise is this. I love Austin Hooper. I think Austin Hooper is going to eat. I also think Robert Woods is going to eat because of the scrambling ability and the momentum of, or not momentum, or movement of Malik Willis. He's going to either run the ball, he's going to do 1-2, go. First read, Robert Woods. Second read is Hooper. Third is I'm running the ball. That's what's going to happen with this mobile quarterback who has the ability to put the ball down the field.
Be still my beating heart. Oh, I hope, let me put it this way. I hope Robert Woods does not have a big day.
I think he will now that Malik Willis is quarterback.
I hope he doesn't have a big day.
Now, that also means to me, will Mike Vrabel try to protect Malik Willis and just run Derrick Henry and Hilliard all game and limit his passing? But you can't limit his ability to create outside the pocket. And he has a cannon. Will he throw one or two interceptions? Maybe. But I love Malik Willis. And judging by what's going on in Denver right now, I'm probably going to drop Russell in one of the two leagues I got Malik in yesterday.
Okay.
Listen to what I'm saying. I found Aaron Rodgers on the waiver wire in one of these Las Vegas leagues.
Get out of here.
I'm not joking. I picked up him and Malik Willis. And I also already got Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray. I did that defensively. Because I'm going to drop Russell if he doesn't do something this week.
Okay. All right.
But that's what I got for you. You got to play Malik. You got to play you don't got to play Malik, but I would say take a risk on him. But you got to play Derrick Henry. And this is my shocker. Play Austin Hooper. And Robert Woods should eat. I don't know how much he's going to eat, but he should eat this game.
I hope he doesn't because we're playing him. I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't.
I hope he doesn't as well, but you got this wild kid who wants to throw the ball down the field. So
okay. Well, this next matchup is going to surprise you. Going to surprise you. It's the Washington Commanders at the Indianapolis Colts. I got the Indianapolis Colts. Mr. FSP got his beloved Washington Commanders. And do I play Sam Eilinger? No.
Esslinger.
Eilinger, whatever his name is. I'm sorry for butchering his name. I'll call him Sam E. How's that? Okay. Then I can't get in trouble for his last name.
There you
go. I can't honestly say play him. For the simple fact is that he's a young quarterback starting his first game. And I know it's home, but it's going to affect every fantasy relevant player on Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor. They want to run the football with a young quarterback. Nyheim Hines. I can't honestly tell you to play Nyheim Hines. Michael Pittman Jr. You think we're going to try to get the ball to Michael Pittman Jr.? Or maybe Paris Campbell is my surprise pick. I like Paris Campbell in this game. These two may have a rapport as maybe they have a different rapport. Every quarterback, and people have seen this. Every quarterback. Look at the Los Angeles Rams as an example of a quarterback who, no matter what, throws to his wide receiver and Cooper Kupp. That's what I'm talking about. Every quarterback, for the most part, every quarterback on every NFL team has a favorite target. Is that favorite target going to be Michael Pittman, who in the past has been favorite targets of Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan? Or now we have a new quarterback, a young quarterback. Is he going to go to Michael Pittman? Quite naturally, most plays are for Michael Pittman. Or does he go to another option that he sees more favorable in Paris Campbell? You got to play Michael Pittman. I mean, he's been performing up until this time. You got to put him in the lineup. But don't be surprised if Paris Campbell gets some decent fantasy points. And Alec Pierce, he's a wild card. You don't know about him. I can't honestly, I've never picked him up. I have very little faith in him because the fact is, you don't know. He got garbage points a few weeks ago. I mean, garbage points for fantasy points, the garbage points doesn't make a difference. So all I'm saying is, you got to play Jonathan Taylor. I mean, he was the number one pick for most people, not me. And you got to play Michael Pittman. But don't be surprised if and I've done it in one of my leagues, put Paris Campbell in the flex position. Just looking for a quarterback wide receiver connection. Mr. FSP, you have your Washington Commanders.
Yes. Okay.
Wait a minute. Before that, I know you want.
Go ahead.
I'll give you as much time as you want. I'm playing the Washington Commanders defense.
It's a good play, especially against a rookie quarterback.
Yep.
With that being said, Taylor Heineke has an affinity for Terry McLaurin, and I appreciate that. I really do. Mainly because I got Terry McLaurin in a lot of leagues, and I need him to eat. But the key that I am seeing with Washington is, since Brian Robinson has come back, he's been getting a lot of the workload at running back. Has it been the biggest numbers? No. Last week, 20 rushes, 72 yards. That is a good thing for him because he's a threat. He's a big body threat. Once he learns how to run behind his pads in the NFL, he's going to be a problem. Antonio Gibson, he's fighting mad because he was a starter, and then he lost his job after the first preseason game. Fumble issues during OTAs and stuff like that cost him his job. But he is still one of the effective weapons for Washington. Curtis Samuel, he's coming from nowhere again. Not really, but he's showing why Washington paid him a lot of money. He's healthy. He doesn't want to get traded. He doesn't want to get cut. But the young star wide receiver Dotson is out. De'Ami Brown may or may not play. He right there is their deep guy. Just go get the ball deep. Don't run no other route, but go deep. Logan Thomas, their starting tight end, he's questionable. If he plays, that's a big plus for Washington. A big plus for Washington. If he doesn't, Cole Turner is questionable to out. So we'll see. But yes, play Washington's defense, and all those people out. Do not play Joey Sly. That kid has a leg, but he is freaking, I don't know. Jekyll and Hyde sometimes. That's all I got. I know we're trying to run up on it because the games are coming up. Go ahead.
Oh, no, we got plenty of time. It's only.
Well, I still got to make changes to my rosters. So I know.
Okay, well, it's 20 after 11 here. It's 20 after 8 after 8 there. You got plenty of time, man. Relax. Just like Aaron Rodgers said, relax.
Yeah, look where Aaron's at now. But go ahead.
Mr. Negative. Well, okay, that's all right.
I know you're not calling me that.
San Francisco 49ers at the LA Rams. 7 times. Coming off a bye, by week 7, ironically, 7 times the San Francisco 49ers have beat the LA Rams over the last few
in
seasons.
the regular season.
Seven
Regular
straight
season.
times. I got the LA Rams. Mr. FSP have my Mr. Mr. All World San Francisco 49ers. Played Matthew Stafford. There's one thing about quarterbacks or teams coming off of buys. They're refreshed. They have a new perspective. They get a chance to game plan for their opponent an extra week because they have a bye week. I would play Sam Stafford. Plus the fact that San Francisco's defense has taken some hits in the injury department. Daryl Henderson. If you have to play Daryl Henderson, I would tell you to play him. But I don't have too much faith in Daryl Henderson because the fact is he's an all right runner, but not against San Francisco. San Francisco pretty much probably going to shut him down. The LA Rams do their best damage in the passing game. That's why I like Tyler Higbee and Cooper Kupp. The other two wide receivers, Ben Skowronek and Allen Robinson, are too iffy, too inconsistent, and don't put up enough relevant fantasy points to make a difference. So the main play is quite naturally Cooper Kupp, followed by Tyler Higbee, followed by Matthew Stafford. Talk to me, Mr. FSP.
Oh, San Fran's in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Debo's not playing. And since Debo's not playing, it's going to be tough for them to move the ball with Brandon Ayuk as the number 1 receiver. Jawan Jennings, he's not playing, or he's questionable with a hamstring. He had a limited practice on yesterday. But then you go with CMC. You got to play CMC. Pretty much they told Jeff Wilson, thank you for your service. Go to the back of the line. That's pretty much what they said. So you got to play CMC. George Kittle is going to play a big role in this game. Unfortunately, San Fran's in with a lot of injuries on their defensive side. Now, Nick Bosa comes back, so the pass rush will be there. Fred Warner is there, so he's going to cover and he can attack the running back on the defense side of the ball. But their secondary is not where it needs to be. That's why I believe Jerry said play Stafford. I think Garoppolo's going to have to win this game with his arm. I don't think he's going to be able to. But you got to play him if that's your number 1 quarterback. But Kittle and CMC are the absolute must, in my opinion, in this game. That's how they're going to move the ball. Honestly, that's what I think is going to happen. I can't say anything else about San Francisco because too many unknowns.
All right. You done?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the New York Giants and the Seattle Seahawks. You take the Giants. I'm going to take my Seattle Seahawks.
No, you're going to take your Geno Smith?
I love me some Geno.
Yeah, okay.
I'm telling you to play. You know what? Let me tell you something.
You're not playing him over Dak.
You know why I'm not playing him over Dak? Because for one, I know both teams. Geno's playing home. Dak's playing home. Dak's a better quarterback going against a weaker defense. The Giants' defense is a good defense. They're a good defense. In the passing game, they have a pass rush, and it's a good defense.
We talked about during the draft. They them and the Jets improved their defense immensely, in my opinion.
Yes.
Their draft picks.
Yes. So I'm saying to play Geno because Geno's been balling out. He's really been balling out. Surprising a lot of people.
And DK plans to play. Whatever. Don't point this way. Don't point this way.
Surprising a lot of people.
I can point that way and say play him since you want to go ahead and talk about him so much. But go ahead.
What? Gino? No, Gino's a play. Now, if you have a Dak and you have Gino on your team, in all seriousness, who the heck will you play? You play Dak. Playing at home. Are you kidding me? Okay. And I have so much faith in Dak. I mean, I have so much faith in Gino. I'm willing to part with Dak.
Well, like I said, let's make
no. But you want 2 for 1, and that ain't happening.
I don't want 2 for 1. I told you I'll offer you. I gave you 3 for 2. You said no.
What's the 3 for 2?
I already told you.
Tell me again.
Sutton and Williams.
Who?
Cousins, Sutton, and Williams. That's what I was offering you. And we're doing this live on the air.
We're doing live on the air. We're doing live on the air.
See, but you know what I want in return.
Well, you're not getting AJ, man.
Well, then that's why we can't make the deal.
Oof. Anyway, I got to think about that one.
Yeah,
I really have to think about that one.
See,
because the reason why, and this is the reason why, is in my nephew's league, I traded away AJ Brown, and I got CeeDee Lamb in return. So, and not 1 for 1.
You want CeeDee Lamb?
No, why would I get CeeDee Lamb? Why would you give me CeeDee Lamb if I give you Dak? That makes no sense.
Well,
makes no sense.
I'm asking you. Yeah. But go ahead.
But I'll take CeeDee Lamb in place of Sutton. I'll take CeeDee Lamb in place of Sutton. No problem.
Well, all I'm telling you is this: the trade is on the table. You let me know. Is Sutton, Williams, and Cousins for Dak and AJ. Let's move on.
Okay. I like Geno Smith in this, quite naturally, the new phenom that we both thought was going to be a viable running back because of the quarterback that was ahead of him is injury prone. And what happened? He got injured. We're talking about Rashad Penny. And we're talking about Kenneth Walker III. He's been tearing it up the league for the last few weeks, and I do believe he's going to do that to the Giants. You got Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, and you got the wild card here, and Marquise Goodwin. What is he going to do? How effective will DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett be?
Well, it said that DK is going to try to play, so he's not a guarantee, though.
Like I said, how effective is he going to be? You want to throw a wild card in your lineup? You need flex help because he's the flex. You can't put him in the wide receiver 1 or 2. He's a flex in Marquise Goodwin. And Jason Myers. I love me some Jason Myers. Geno puts the team in position to score points, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown.
I agree.
I love Jason Myers. I don't talk about kickers that much, but in this case, I have to.
In fact, you hate kickers, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, that's a fact. But I have to admit that there's certain kickers that are effective because the fact is their offense puts them in positions to be consistently relevant. Let me put it that way. And that's what I think about Jason Myers. Mr. FSP, you have the New York Football Giants.
All right, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. You got Saquon and Danny Dimes. The defense of Seattle is pretty damn good. In fact, I'm surprised Jerry didn't mention the rookie Woolen, who is getting an interception a game for Seattle, right? You don't have many people you're throwing the ball to in New York. Brian Daboll literally has done an amazing job with this team. He's probably going to win Coach of the Year because of what he's done thus far. They can fall flat on their face for like the second half of the season. But if they win this game and go 7-1, my vote goes to Daboll. Honestly. Because Saquon has done what he's done. And it's my opinion because of the rookie left tackle who's out for the next couple of games with a spring MCL. That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough for them. And with your receiving core being what it is, and they just traded away Kadarius Toney, it's going to be a bunch of no names making plays if they can. Daniel Jones is going to be running around. He's an athletic quarterback. He's a mobile quarterback. I think he's limited his mistakes, which was key for him. He's limited his mistakes. So all I can say is you got to play Saquon. Outside of that, I can't tell you to play Daniels unless it's a 2-quarterback league. That's what I'll say. 2-quarterback league, go ahead and play him. That's what I got.
All right. I got to interject this for a minute. Brian Dable has been doing a phenomenal job with Daniel Jones, just like Mr. FSP has alluded to. He's putting the quarterback in the best position to succeed. He's getting the best out of what type of ability Daniel Jones has.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's called coaching, people. And you can see a good coach when he can get the best out of his offense, which includes the quarterback, and makes him relevant in his offense, not an afterthought or hindrance. That's very good coaching. 6-1, you're right. They can go straight downhill from here and still be a successful season for the simple fact that they know what type of coach they have. And even if they don't keep Daniel Jones and draft in a quarterback in the
Upcoming draft next
draft, they know what they're capable of, and what pieces they need. They need wide receivers. The old regime brought in all these wide receivers. The old regime brought in all these wide receivers, and a lot of them are hot garbage or injury prone wide receivers. They need solid guys that can show up and show out. Right now, none of these guys are doing that. And I said it before that he's doing it with smoke and mirrors, and that's exactly what he's doing with smoke and mirrors.
Well, that's part of what I was going to say about Slayton. Darius Slayton has become their number one receiver pretty much. He was, for the past couple seasons, their number 4 receiver. They brought in Galladay. Galladay has been a bust.
A waste.
Yeah. A lot of money for nothing. And I believe he's on IR. So Daniel's going to throw it to Slayton. He's familiar with them. That's their number 1. But if that's their number 1, I think Woolen is going to shut him down. Because Woolen's a 6'2" corner that can play the ball. But go ahead. Let's go to the next game.
All right. 8 o'clock game, 8:20 game is a tale of 2 quarterbacks. One rising star. I think he's still ascending. And one descending star in quarterbacks. Green Bay Packers at the Buffalo Bills. I'll take the Buffalo Bills. You can take
Aaron Rodgers
to beat the Green Bay Packers. All right, people. I'm going to give you some guys here. And I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up.
So I'll just wait because I ain't got much.
I'm going to start from the bottom, work my way up. Tyler Bass. I've talked about kickers before, with the offense is putting in position to either kick field goals or touchdown after points. That's Tyler Bass. Gabe Davis. Very good slot guy. A very good number 2 wide receiver. Very good number 2 wide receiver. He likes throwing to him. Big play wide receiver. And the number 1 wide receiver, people, with the numbers, number 1 wide receiver, Stephon Diggs. That's the fact. The number 1 wide receiver in fantasy is Stephon Diggs. And then you play Devin Singletary. And last but not least, definitely not least, contending for the MVP, Josh Allen. All right, Mr. FSP, you got the
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
All right, so real quick, it's really simple. Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon. Only reason why I say that, because all the receivers are not there. His top receiver, Lazard, not playing. Everybody else, not playing. Cobb, not playing. Also, there's been noise about, hey, run the ball more. They're going to have to move it. Aaron Jones is going to have to step outside and play receiver a lot more while AJ Dillon pounds the rock. There's nothing else. Literally nothing else. So the Packers are going to go on. They're going to lose this fourth straight game. And the crazy thing is, they're 11-point dogs or 10.5-point dogs in this game. 10.5. That's crazy.
Okay. I told you I like Denver. Denver's winning the game right now. I don't know if they're going to hold it, but I like Denver in this game. Okay, anyway, Cincinnati, and the Monday night game, last game on Halloween. Maybe I get a Halloween treat in this.
No.
In a trick or treat.
No.
The Cincinnati Bengals
I got
and the Cleveland Browns, an AFC North matchup of the Ohio teams that do not like each other. And you never know what's going to happen in a division game. You never know. And I expect it to be I expect it to be a close game. Mr. FSP, it has the Cincinnati Bengals. I have my Cleveland Browns. You play Nick Chubb. Number one wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns. You play Amari Cooper. Now, this is fantasy. And I keep it 100%. 100%. Amari Cooper is a boom or bust. Okay? I freely admit that. He's a boom or bust. But you don't want him sitting on the bench if he's a boom. And then because you never know. But he's the number one wide receiver. So he should get the brunt of the passes thrown to him. Targets equal opportunities. I always say this. Targets equal opportunities. So you got to play Amari Cooper. Donovan People-Jones he has an uptick in targets. Do I play Donovan People-Jones? He's not the number one wide receiver. I wouldn't say he's an afterthought, but he may be used more because David Njoku is not playing because he's hurt. Or do you play Harrison Bryant now? He's not as athletic as David Njoku. Do I play the kicker? I like the kicker. The rookie kicker. He's pretty consistent. So I would say if you need dire need of a kicker, and you've exhausted any thought of who should I play, there's nothing wrong with playing Cade York. Jacoby, you notice I haven't mentioned the quarterback. There's a reason why I haven't mentioned the quarterback, because he happens to be Jacoby Brissett, and he's been playing like hot garbage over the last few weeks. Okay? Now, let me put it this way. And I'll premise it, because somebody's going to tell me I told you so. But I'm a premises. There's been Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. I just named three Hall of Fame to be quarterbacks that are not playing well. It happens. Quarterbacks, just like any other player, get in a funk and don't play well. Okay, I'm not putting Jacoby Brissett in the same league as those three. I'm just as an example of players not playing well at a certain time. Now, I can't honestly say I would if I had Tom Brady, and I'm more likely I wouldn't have had Tom Brady on my team. But if I had Tom Brady, I would tell people don't play Tom Brady. Don't play Tom Brady. If I had Aaron Rodgers right now, I'd tell people don't play Aaron Rodgers. Put him on the bench. See what happens. Now, he may go off a game. Okay. Then you may want to put him back in there. You may think he's out of his funk. But these named quarterbacks, they're not named quarterbacks for no reason. They put up the statistics and numbers before. They get in a funk, and it may take 2, 3, 4 games, whatever. And you have people dropping these named players, picking up somebody else, and some people, just like you, can reap the rewards of somebody being impatient. So what I'm saying is this: play Nick Chubb, Amari Cooper, and possibly their kicker if you're in dire need of a kicker. Donovan's People Jones and Kareem Hunt, who are sporadically used, don't play. Mr. FSP, you got Cincinnati Bengals. You got a lot.
Who they? Listen, Chase, Jamar Chase is out for 6 to 8 weeks. That's no big news. That happened earlier in the week, right? So that leaves you with T. Higgins as the number one, Tyler Boyd is the number two. And Thomas, you got to look up Thomas, number 80 is the number 3 receiver. But who's going to feast in this game because of Chase being out? I think Boyd feasts. I think Hayden Hurst feasts. And Joe Mixon feasts. Cleveland's defense isn't as good as it's been in the past couple of years. I can't explain why. But last week, Joe Burrow said, all right, y'all want to do me like that? And he went off. But his favorite weapon is gone. So this means T. Higgins is going to probably see double teams. And that leaves Boyd wide open for one-on-ones and Hurst in the middle for everything. But I caution you. Outside of the regular name folks, the kicker, McPherson, is probably going to get a lot of work. Either field goals or extra points. It's a lot to say Monday night you're going to see a barn burner because you're not. You're not. Like Jerry said, I think it's going to be Nick Chubb left, Nick Chubb right. And Cleveland earlier today granted Kareem Hunt's wish to be traded. So that means somebody's talking to them about Kareem Hunt. I don't know if Kareem Hunt's going to play because if they've granted him the opportunity to seek a trade and the trade deadline is Monday or Tuesday, they might want to protect that asset and get those picks that they gave up to get Deshaun.
What platform did you hear that on?
It was Adam Schefter's Facebook and Twitter.
Okay. Thank you. That's very good info. I appreciate it.
Of course, because you're the Cleveland Browns fan, but you didn't know.
Well, I'm on a podcast and I'm not getting any alerts. So
well, I mean, when you weren't on the podcast, this happened at 6 a.m. your time.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Like I didn't get that info. So
I follow Adam.
I try to catch
Adam Schefter.
I thought I followed him too. I could have sworn I did.
You follow him on
Twitter?
Facebook?
I don't think I follow him on Facebook now.
Okay.
I follow him on Twitter. I don't think I follow him on Facebook. Anyway, that ends it. That ends it for now. We're done with week 8. Week 9 is several teams, including the Cleveland Browns, that are on a bye. I'll name them off. Hold on a minute. Let me just get these.
I can name them.
What's the teams on a bye?
Week 9.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland, Dallas, Denver. Then you have
I think it's 6
Giants. The Giants, Pittsburgh, San Francisco.
6 teams, yes. That's a big bye week of teams being off. That's the next biggest one other than week 7.
So here's the team. Here are the players you're going to lose, folks. Nick Chubb, thankfully Amari Cooper.
You can't say that because Amari Cooper averaged more than your boy.
No, he does not. But let's keep it moving.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Yes,
Dallas. No, he doesn't. You're going to lose. Zeke isn't playing this week anyway, but you lose CD, Dak. Yeah, you think I'm going to get him while he's on bye? Dak.
You made the offer.
CD, I know. Dak, CD, and Pollard. And if you got Schultz, and that Dallas defense and a Dallas kicker, then in Denver, probably don't care about Russ. Probably don't care about Judy or Sutton, but you lose them too. I know you don't care about Gordon. Then, definitely the Giants, Saquon. That's a big blow for a lot of people, especially since he's been powering a lot of teams. In San Francisco and Pittsburgh, you're losing Frymouth, Pickens, and I don't know if you're playing
Najee Harris.
Najee or Claypool like that, but you lose them. But San Francisco, you already lost Debo this week. You lose them next week, and you also lose CMC. So did Carolina already have their bye week? No, they didn't.
Carolina's bye week is week 13.
Yeah. So you didn't lose CMC twice, but you'll lose them again. And Jimmy and my tight end, I forgot his name. That damn Kittle, yes. So those are key players for a lot of fantasy teams that you're losing next week, and some that I didn't even mention. So be prepared.
Okay. Tune in next week, 10 a.m. I promise I'll be on time. 10 a.m. Eastern
No,
Standard.
he won't. Never is.
10 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be here talking about week 9 with all those bye weeks. It's going to be slim. I wouldn't say slim pickings, but it's going to be decidedly small pickings for expect your fantasy scores to be lower for the simple fact that you're losing all those players. And most people have at least one player, maybe two, that have those same bye weeks. You're going to lose points. So you got to make sure that you can adjust accordingly. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube. I am JT. He is Victor Gardner.
Mr. FSP to
Mr.
you.
FSP to you, whatever. Okay. And tune in on 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where Mr. FSP is going to be on Blog Talk Radio and also on this platform, YouTube, and in Facebook with the FSP show. 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on a Saturday afternoon. That being said, I have no theme music. I'm just going to say goodbye, see ya, and be safe.
Yeah.